I think I figured out what happened here. I'm putting a different headset in, and I fixed the problem on my end. There we go.
Okay.
Perfect. No, I'm wearing different headset because my wife has my good set of headphones. So my son sat on her backpack and broke her good work headphones. So I gave her my good podcasting headphones for the week until Friday. So I'm wearing my spares.
Nice.
This is my only recording I have this week. So it wasn't that big a deal.
So it's not that bad.
All right. So let me segue to Goodbye Love.
Yeah.
Which was cut in half, really, in the movie version. Another thing, now they have an explanation for why this happened, according to the commentary track, which I have been referring to a lot in this show.
Okay.
In the commentary track, they apparently put the whole version of Goodbye Love in the movie and then screened it. And according to screenings, they apparently lost the audience, emotional-wise, for the end of the movie. It was almost like a bubble burst in the movie theater. So when they cut this in half, then the crowd was with them for the end. Which is weird, but that was their explanation on the commentary track.
I guess, yeah, a movie audience doesn't have the same patience as a Broadway audience.
Yeah.
Or stage audience.
But that's what happened.
But I would think it'd be easier maybe cut something out of the first half, because the first half is almost as long in the movie as it is on stage.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And then so much is cut out of the second.
And the other thing they also said is that there's, in the movie version, with Mark and Roger, they're always talking to each other. They're not singing to each other. And they were like, well, why are they singing each other here? Why can't you just talk? So they just cut the whole thing and said, screw it.
That's a problem with the movie a lot, though, is that they're trying so hard not to be a musical at so many moments, or that they have everyone talk when they should be singing.
Yeah, that is one of the downsides of this. Well, while we're complaining, what is your issues with the movie? Because I have actually Matt Taminetti coming on in the next episode who does not like the movie at all. So what are your issues with the movie?
I think a lot of it comes down to stuff like that, where it seems like it's someone got the script, or Chris Columbus got a directing job for a musical, and it's like he didn't know how to do a musical, and so he constantly is making it into something else. And so you get the opening. I actually have a bunch of notes on this, not specifics, but the opening song "Rent" doesn't have much energy because it's visually open, but it needs that energy of the chaos of the power blows, and then everyone goes crazy on stage because it's a great moment on stage. But in the movie, we don't have that everyone. There isn't a crowd in front of us because we're in the apartment.
Right.
People throw the burning things off the balconies. It's a nice movie visual, but it's like visual spectacle when we need energy at that moment. We need to meet the characters and get to know them. There are some great things in the movie. I think and I think it's just because Taye Diggs is in it and he's been this part before. Benny feels like he actually used to be friends with these people.
Right.
On stage, so many times Benny just feels like this, I don't know if we can swear, this really horrible person that they barely know. Okay. Because he feels like this asshole they just happen to know. When he used to live with them.
Actually, I will say something. Again, explained on the DVD commentary track. I've been referring to it, but they gave me a lot of factoids. They said they wanted to flesh out Benny's character more because in the Broadway show, you have the paper that says who everybody is in your playbill. You don't have that in the movie.
Yeah.
So we have to explain Benny more, and that's kind of the reason they did that.
I think just that one line at the beginning explains, or a couple lines in Rent explain who he is. You meet Collins and Marine. They know each other, and now he owns their building. But yeah, Hollywood wants to explain things too much.
Yeah.
I love Hollywood, but when they're doing an adaptation, sometimes they go too far.
I agree.
Yeah, other Tango Maureen, they go for spectacle instead of energy, and then they show us Maureen way early.
I agree.
Which I think lessens the impact of her arriving for her over the moon.
Right.
And then Over the Moon is like this overproduced thing with, I know Maureen comes from like a rich family, but it feels like she rejected that and she's just like the rest of them. But she's got all those TVs and extra monitors and
Over the Moon, and we discussed this earlier. I don't understand what's going on in that version on the movie. I don't get it at all.
Yeah. Like, one of my favorite things in the live on Broadway version is when she's posed and she needs her backup song to start. And so she's like looking at it and freaking out. She's like, how am I going to do this? So she just like kicks it. Right. In the movie, she does a weird stretchy kick, but it looks like it's part of her act.
Right. It's not impromptu.
It doesn't look like a... Right.
We can go back and forth on this. So, well, let's go back to Goodbye Love. And like you said...
Okay.
It's true you sold your guitar and bought a car.
It's true, I'm leaving now for Santa Fe. It's true you're with this yuppie scum. You said you'd never speak to him again.
Not now. Who said that you have any say in who she says things to at all?
Yeah.
Who said that you should stick your nose in other people?
Who said I was talking to you?
We used to have this fight each night. She'd never admit I existed.
Everyone, please.
He was the same way. He was always run away, hit the road, don't give me your bullshit.
Me.
She's in denial. He's in denial.
Guys.
Didn't give an inch when I gave her my all.
Gave a mile to who? Come on, guys, chill.
I'd be happy to die for a taste of what Angel had. Someone to live for, unafraid to say I love you.
This happens to be the day that Roger announced that he's finally moving to Santa Fe. Finally going to quote-unquote live his life. And it's almost feels out of nowhere in the story of the movie. And even in the Broadway show, it kind of comes out of nowhere. Because in the Broadway show, he wasn't even in Santa Fe. Like, he wasn't in that song.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah.
In the movie, he is. So almost in the movie, it makes more sense.
Since we're in a sad episode and death, I always thought that plot point was one of those things that might have been fixed if, like, Jonathan Larson had lived longer.
True.
Like, they could have fixed that, but no one's ever going to change it now. I mean, for a movie version, they could have, but no one's going to change it for the stage version because that's part of Rent.
Right.
Is that Larson died and it's a thing.
Exactly. And, they did kind of fix it by having him in the song earlier, so when he brings up Santa Fe later, it didn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah, at least it makes sense, right.
Yeah. But here, it kind of comes out of nowhere. He's going to Santa Fe.
Of course. Yeah. But then they cut the part where he's packing, though, so.
True. So true. But he's going to go. Betty and Mimi are together. Maureen and Joanne. I almost said their ship name for some reason there. Maureen and Joanne are not together because they broke up in Contact for like the third time in the show. They are the most dysfunctional couple, I think, in this whole show. And so Joanne, Maureen, Mimi, and Roger all start fighting, and I feel bad for Benny and Mark. They're just in the background trying to calm everybody down.
There's something about Mark in this movie.
Yeah.
When I wrote about this movie in my blog, the scene where he's standing by his bike and Maureen and Joanne are like basically getting engaged, I coined the term Markward. It's like Mark being awkward, and he does it here again. When this song starts, it's like Anthony Rapp forgot he was going to have to do stuff for a moment. Once he joins in the song, it's okay, but the staging on the hill, he's off to the side.
Yeah, it's true. That's a good point. I never thought about it that way. That's a good. I like that. I might use that for the rest of the show. I mean, I've got like a one episode left, but I like that. I wish we talked sooner. So we get back here. They're fighting, and then I relate almost to Colin because he's like, "What? I just wanted you guys to get together for this, and you guys have to fight again and again, and now I gotta break
That's what
you
they
guys
do.
up." Yeah, exactly.
They're a family.
You all said you'd be cool today, so please, for my sake, I can't believe he's gone. I can't believe you're going. I can't believe this family must die. Angel helped us believe in love. I can't believe you disagree. I can't believe this is goodbye.
As we clarified in Happy New Year.
Yeah.
But
His approach is nice in the movie, though, because you can see him in the background that he's behind everyone walking up the hill. So it's okay that he joins after they're already fighting.
right, because he might have heard it in the distance, like, oh God, they're fighting again. I just talked to them about this. Why are they fighting again? Let me go deal with this. I
Yeah.
actually did
It's a
write
good
it
use
in
of
my notes.
space for the
Yes,
movie.
I agree. Despite our complaining, being outside here works really well.
Yeah.
So,
Except when they're outside on the street by their apartment. That one always bugs me. It
Really?
always feels fake. It feels fake.
oh, I
Or
I don't
is
have a
it
problem
fake?
with that.
Is it a back lot?
I think it is.
I don't even remember.
I think it is. I remember Anthony Rapp. I did an interview with Anthony Rapp. In fact, you can hear it on this feed. I talked to him a couple
Yeah.
years ago, and he told me that was a backstage lot that they made look like old school New York. So
Okay, yeah.
that makes sense. It is Hollywood.
Maybe that's
after
why it
all.
just feels wrong to me or something. But the cemetery here, it's a real cemetery.
Yeah, it works. It really works.
Mhm.
It almost... Okay, this is going to sound bad. This feels like the cemetery that they went to in, like, the first season of Friends. To me, though, it's weird. I know it's weird.
It does have a nice... yeah. Okay.
Can you tell I watch a lot
You
of
got me
Friends
there.
at work?
Yeah.
So, all right. Now we cut to the stuff that's not in the movie. And this is the second half of the song. Colin gets called inside. Betty and Mimi run off. Joanna and Maureen apparently make up again. Because it's
But she
what
doesn't
they
bite
do.
her, though.
No, she doesn't bite her. Which, I admit, the fact that they cut that on
I
the
love that
movie...
moment on stage.
Exactly, it's hysterical. So
Yeah.
funny. But that kind of closes the door on Marina and Joanne. So
Yeah.
And I like them as a couple because it feels more real than really anything, because you could tell they've been together and they're trying, but they're so
Yeah.
different and they keep fighting. And this is going to go on for a long, long time, you could tell.
Yeah, but they'll just keep doing it.
Exactly. All right, so Collins goes in to talk to the pastor. Mark and Roger are now going to have their argument, their best friend argument, as I call it at this point. So,
Yeah.
I hear there are great restaurants out west, some of the best. How could she? How could you let her go? You just don't know. How could we lose Angel? Maybe you'll see why when you stop escaping your pain. At least now if you try, Angel's death won't be in vain. His death is in vain. Are you insane?
Roger pretty much said, I'm going out west. Mark is trying to figure out what the hell is going on in Roger's head, which I don't blame him for trying to do. How much do you think the two of them, in character form, have really talked? Because they haven't seen each other much in the show up to this point, really. Like, have they talked at all, really? Because I could see him just being a
Which
loner.
two?